This is Ginny Brant with Unleash Your God-Given Healing. We're going to look at a very important topic today: how to lessen your toxic exposure in just one day. As I mentioned in a previous video, everyone is talking about health and toxins. RFK Jr. vows to reduce toxins in foods and everyday products if he is confirmed as head of DHS. However, much of our toxic exposure is clearly within our own jurisdiction. So as I promised, this video will show you how to lessen your own toxic exposure as you go throughout your day. Now, in a previous video, I showed you how many toxins we are exposed to in an average day by taking you through the possible toxins a woman can be exposed to in just one day. That video will be referenced in the show notes below. Please remember, though, that when our toxic load is high, or as you might say, your toxic bucket is overflowing, it distracts your immune system from working as God intended. And that's why lowering your toxic load is so important. So let's go through that same day as before, but doing things differently to lessen or reduce our toxic exposure. Are you ready? After waking, I take a shower or bathe with soaps, such as this Dead Sea mineral soap that contains no chemicals. And I use my shampoo by John Masters, which also contains no phthalates, no parabens, no chemicals. And that's a huge difference from before. I dry off in a towel, and this one contains 100% organic natural cotton fibers, and it's been washed in chemical-free laundry detergent. So important. I apply coconut oil all over my body to my skin to moisturize it. And there's nothing in this but 100% coconut oil. In other words, no methylparabens, no propylparabens, no polyethylene glycol, and no chemicals for fragrance. I use a deodorant containing essential oils and coconut oil, tallow, arrowroot powder, baking soda, etc. And here's what's important: it works. It's important that it works because I do want to keep my friends, don't you? To style my hair, I use a mousse, again containing no alcohol and no chemicals, made with all organic chemicals by the same company, John Masters. This is just what I found that works for me. And of course, I'm going to spray my hair once I get it fixed with John Masters hairspray that also contains no chemicals. Now, all these things go right to your scalp. And anything that touches our skin is circulated throughout our body by our bloodstream. And this is like right near your brain. That's why these chemical-free organic products are so important. And yes, the hairspray just touches it off. My husband uses it too. Now, I also do something else. I will apply an anti-aging cream to my face. And this is Purity Woods anti-aging cream. It contains maple leaf extract and so many other wonderful things from nature, 100% organic. And this is such a great product. There will be a link to the product in the show notes below because I use this anti-aging cream every day and absolutely love it. If you purchase from the link, this ministry will receive a minimal amount to help pay expenses. Then I sculpt my face with a foundation containing all natural ingredients on the European standard. This could be with products from Beauty Counter or Juice Beauty or other non-toxic cosmetics. Now, because most colognes and perfumes contain many chemicals, I simply don't use them. I prefer the scent of natural essential oils. Now, To get my body going in the morning, I eat a hearty breakfast of organic dairy products which contain no antibiotics and no growth hormones given to the cows. I eat a whole grain organic cereal with nuts, which is made of ingredients not treated with pesticides and not dried in chemicals. And then I drink organic coffee that contains no pesticides and no herbicides. And I must drink decaffeinated coffee. And so when it's organic, that means chemicals are not used to take the caffeine out of the coffee beans. So this is very important to me. Now, when I'm on the run, I do not use cups made from plastic or styrofoam. I take my ceramic coffee mug with me. It goes wherever I go. Now, after breakfast, I will brush my teeth with an all-natural toothpaste. This happens to be Doterra. It does not contain fluoride. Now, I do not have hypothyroid issues, but I don't want to have them either. And fluoride can interfere with your thyroid. So it's best not to use too much fluoride. Fluoride, yes, it has an impact on thyroid tissues. So I also don't use mouthwash on a daily basis. I only use it if I feel like I've been exposed to some kind of cold or flu or illness, or I feel something coming on, because I don't want to kill the bacteria, good bacteria in my mouth on an everyday basis. Now, before running out the door, I get dressed in clothes that have been washed in detergent, free of chemicals, harsh chemicals, and I try to wear natural fibers as much as I can. This is 100% cotton. So natural fibers are cotton, silk, wool, linen, and hemp. You see, when we perspire, if our clothing contains chemicals and plastic fibers, these chemicals can be absorbed through our skin. I finally go out and start the car and drive to work while breathing gasoline fumes from other cars and from my own car. Now, I can't prevent this, to be perfectly honest, but I can choose to close my windows and allow my car air filters to filter some of this for me. Throughout the day, I meet my daily hydration needs by drinking clean, filtered water from stainless steel, ceramic, and glass containers. And again, here's mine. I wash my hands before lunch, not with an antibacterial, but a foaming hand wash made from essential oils. And again, this is made by Doterra, but there are other ones on the market as well, and there will be a link to Doterra at the bottom. After a good morning at work, I eat a lunch with organic greens, organic chicken or wild-caught shrimp, dressed with different fruits, vegetables, nuts, and a healthy olive oil type dressing. My healthy and easy dressing will be referenced in the show notes below. And you won't catch me drinking a chemical soft drink. Water with lemon and a dash of stevia or hot organic tea is now what my body craves. After lunch, I reapply my Burt's Bees lipstick, which contains all natural ingredients and no lead, like most lipsticks. Now, you may have heard that Burt's Bees was bought out by Clorox several years ago. This greatly disturbed many people, including me. So I called the factory and spoke with its manager about the changes since they were sold and under new management. He clearly told me there have been no changes to any of the formulas or products used, and that he is the same manager that was there before and after it was sold. Nothing has changed. Just as a side note, thought you might want to know that. Instead of lighting a scented candle to dispel the odors in my office, I diffuse a lavender essential oil which relaxes my body and gives off no benzene or toluene. On the drive home, I fill up my car with gas, by wearing a glove on the hand that touches the nozzle and turning my head the opposite direction of the gas fumes. This also protects me from catching cold and flu germs that might be on that nozzle. Think about how many people have touched that nozzle in just one day. You can also take a paper towel, if you don't have a glove, between your fingers and that nozzle. I also look down to make sure I'm not stepping in any gasoline on the ground too, because if I do, it brings those fumes back into my car, and I certainly don't want that. Now, I never get my hair colored, but there are organic products that your hairdresser can use today to color your hair. But for many years, I did get one of the worst things, a perm in my hair several times a year. No more, too many toxic chemicals in those perms. And I don't want those chemicals touching my scalp, because any chemical, as we said, that touches my head or skin is circulated through my blood to all parts of my body, including my precious brain. Something to think about. Because of all the chemicals involved in getting my nails painted, I rarely do that anymore. But if I do, there are a few lines of nail products which are organic and not loaded with heavy chemicals, such as Dazzle Dry. There are options out there. Remember, though, that just sitting in a nail salon is hazardous to your health. This is why I prefer to have my hair cut, which I'll do in a few days, at a place that does not also do nails with toxic chemicals, because I don't want to breathe all those chemicals while I'm there. When I finally arrive home from work, I notice ants in the kitchen. How dare they? I don't grab the insecticide can and spray the entire room. Instead, I buy ant traps that you just literally, it's just a very small thing, and it attracts the ants to come in, and voila, no more ants. But you got rid of them without nasty pesticides. Now, when it's time for dinner, I no longer eat farm-raised salmon. I eat wild-caught salmon, and I certainly don't microwave in plastic. John Hopkins will warn you about that. In fact, I rarely use a microwave. Instead, I boil water in a steel kettle, and I warm my leftovers in the oven or in a steel pot. And I only use stainless steel to cook on the stove and things like Le Creuset, which is nonstick ceramic. So, I sear my wild-caught salmon in a pan and serve with organic vegetables and whole grain organic rice garnished with God's fresh herbs and spices. After dinner, I might need to clean the bathroom, but I don't use those toxic cleaning sprays I used to use. I use sprays that are made from essential oils, vinegar, and baking soda. I use some things that are made by Doterra because they're easy to use. But there are many companies that make great, safe cleaning products such as Branch Basics. When it's time for bed after a long day, I put on an all-organic nightie that has not been treated with flame-retardant chemicals or fabric softener, and it has no chemicals whatsoever. And again, I rub my Dream Cream on my face and neck again. And then, before I go to bed, I apply a soothing ointment on my lips and my nose, but this one contains no petroleum. I used to use products containing petroleum for most of my life, but no more. This is what I use now to open up my nostrils and to keep my lips moist. After a long day, I climb into my bed between 100% cotton organic sheets, which have not been washed in chemicals and are not treated with flame retardant chemicals. And I hope you've seen that this day has a far less toxic load than the video I made before, which shows all the chemicals a woman can be exposed to in just one day. You see, it's not that we can avoid all chemicals and toxins. We can't. But when we significantly lessen our toxic load, it allows our God-given immune system to work as God intended. Just imagine how your health could improve by simply doing things differently. I certainly hope this information has inspired you today to lower your toxic load. I hope that you will sign up for my YouTube channel, click the notification bell so you will know when I post new information, and that you will share this with people you believe need to hear it. With all the talk about toxins and chemicals in our country right now, we all need to be aware that most of us are going to have a toxic load. My load was off the charts, not good, and greatly contributed to my cancer diagnosis. Until next time, here's to lessening your toxic load so your body can work as God intended. And may God bless.